if there is anything that needs to be satirized and remixed, it is Trump talking about massive dumps. And by the way, extra points, if you can sample Trump saying massive dumps and me talking about it in a song, please do it.
Dumps. Big massive dumps. Dumps. Big massive dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Dump. Big massive dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Sir, you just
Dumps.
won.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Dump. Big massive dumps.
Donald Trump insisted multiple times that it was massive dumps that led him to lose the election, which is just
on another level, on another level.
Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Sir, you just
Dumps.
won.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Dump. Big massive dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Sir, you just
Dumps.
won.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Dump. Big massive dump.
You turn the faucet on in areas where there's tremendous amounts of water, where the water rushes out to sea, because you could have people are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once. Quietly dripping.
Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Sir, you just
Dumps.
won.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Dump. Big massive dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Dumps.
what is going on here? What is going on here? It's just beyond parody. I mean, massive dumps cost him the election. What is going on here? What is going on here? It's just beyond parody. I mean, massive dumps cost him the election. What is going on here? What is
Dumps. Dumps.
massive dumps that
Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Toilets 10 times.
Dumps. 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 Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
multiple times.
Dumps. 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 Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Massive
Sir,
dumps.
you just
Dumps.
won.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Dump. Big massive dumps.
What
Dumps.
is going on here?
Dumps.
What
you
is
just
won.
going
Dumps.
on here?
Dumps.
Dump. Big massive dumps.
It's all right, welcome everybody. We are down to the last 43 hours and 43 hours and 23 minutes, I believe, until the end, finally, of the official reign of terror of Donald Trump. Although, as I saw someone point out via Twitch sub there, they believe that the Trump madness may only just be starting. I tend to think that that's probably the case. I believe that we are going to see it's going to take a lot of work to even keep up with all of the investigations that are going to take place into the Trump organization, Trump's family, Trump's kids, Trump's associates. It's going to be absolutely insane. But at least we will have someone different in charge, and we're standing by for that. 43 hours and 22 minutes to go. And I will be with you in 42 hours and 22 minutes, 11 a.m. Eastern time, Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. in the West. Very early for some of our West Coast listeners, for the inauguration of President Joe Biden. So much to do. And even at this late stage, there is vetting happening by the FBI of the National Guard troops that will be assigned to protect the Capitol in Washington, D.C., for fears of possible insider Trump loyalists. So we're going to get that. We have a report about that from the Associated Press, and so many different things going on. We are standing by for pardons tomorrow, Tuesday, expecting massive dumps of pardons from Donald Trump, as many as 100 pardons. Unclear at this point whether Trump will try to pardon himself. I'm leaning towards no. And whether Trump will issue preemptive blanket pardons for some of his family, I'm probably leaning towards yes on that side. And we're going to look at some videos coming up from Rudy Giuliani, We're going to look at some Newsmax and OAN video on the subject. So just so many different things going on, and I'm glad that you are joining me. As some of you have noticed, patrons members Twitch. Why? I don't know. This is, I believe, the last stream before the inauguration. So we're doing something a little wacky. Patrons will count towards today's goal of 232, which is both the number of electoral votes Trump had in the November election and the number of House members that voted to impeach him just days ago. So a lot of meaning to the number 232. As always, members count today, Twitch subs count today, but also right here, patrons counting just for kicks. I don't know what we're doing. Jacob Ratner says, thoughts on the wacky attempt to impeach Biden by the Q Congresswoman. Yeah, we covered that last week. My thoughts are in that video. I think she's out of her mind. And we'll be talking more about Marjorie Taylor Greene as well as Lauren Boebert. I call her, I say Boebert. Lauren Boebert. We will talking about her tomorrow as well. And also a super chat from Robert Havens, who says, Trump wants a $2 billion library. He may get the one in Leavenworth renovated so he can visit it. Yeah, the idea of a library for a president who hasn't read a book in his adult life, the irony of that is not lost on me. And as I tweeted earlier, generally the idea of a Trump library is funny, but I'm sure that the details of the Trump library, if it should exist, will also be extra funny. Unclear whether they will have a crayon station at the Trump library. But it remains to be seen. Can I explain pardons? Do they deal with civil matters as well? No, they deal with federal criminal matters. If you have a preemptive pardon, you still can be sued. No question about that. Is a criminal pardon for everything or only a specific crime? You can issue a preemptive blanket pardon as president, and it would be a umbrella pardon for crimes committed up until that date. If you, after the pardon, go and commit crimes, it wouldn't cover you. It's insane, for sure. Joe says, soon I will be connected to SpaceX's Starlink high-speed internet service and beaming the David Pakman show through outer space. I love that. I love that. And Sinful Solutions says that Right Side Broadcasting still had live chat filled with QAnon morons. Yeah, we're going to be dealing with QAnon for quite a period of time. So that's no surprise whatsoever. Big thank you to NRG238, who just made a pledge at patreon.com/David Pakman Show. Thanks, NRG. And also a big thank you. Who's this? Martin Romero for signing up at joinpacman.com. Appreciate that. And also an extra special thank you to the 13 people who just grabbed Twitch Prime and Twitch Standard subscriptions. Very much appreciate that. Okay, let's get into some stuff. I see people asking if I'm going to talk about the Glenn Greenwald drama. I'm not going to. If you are curious about this, Glenn Greenwald kind of attacked me yesterday on Twitter, and I'm not going to get into it on stream. And honestly, the reason I would love to do it. You know that when Jimmy Dore attacked me and others, I did get into it on Twitter. The reason I don't want to do it is I think something's up with Glenn. I think Glenn is not doing well personally. I think he has personal stuff going on, and it has led to a Glenn Greenwald that I quite frankly don't recognize. And something about it just is, it's not feeling like the type of thing where I want to take it head on stream, because I feel like something is up and I just wouldn't feel right about it. So if you're curious about what went down yesterday, you can look at it on my Twitter, but I'm not going to deal with it on stream today. Okay. The big news is that the FBI is vetting National Guard troops in Washington, D.C., amid fears of an insider attack. Imagine what's going on right now, that this is what has to take place. U.S. defense officials say they're worried about an insider attack or other threat from service members involved in securing Joe Biden's inaugural, prompting the FBI to vet all of the 25,000 National Guard troops coming into D.C. People are saying, what does vet mean? It means to examine and verify that these are individuals who will actually be loyal to the U.S. in protecting the Capitol and Joe Biden rather than to Trumpian delusions. The massive undertaking reflects the extraordinary security concerns that have gripped Washington following the Trump riot in the U.S. Capitol. It underscores fears that some of the very people assigned to protect the city over the next several days could present a threat to the incoming president and other VIPs in attendance. Imagine that. We need to protect ourselves from the protectors. Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy told the AP that officials are conscious of the threat. He warned commanders to be on the lookout for problems within ranks. So far, he and other leaders say they have seen no evidence of any threats, and officials said the vetting hasn't flagged any issues they are aware of. That's good. About 25,000 members of the National Guard are streaming into Washington from across the country, at least 2.5 times the number for previous inaugurals, while the military routinely reviews service members for extremist connections. The FBI screening is in addition to any previous monitoring. Multiple officials said this started as the first Guard troops began deploying to D.C. more than a week ago, and they said it is slated to be complete by Wednesday. Several officials discussed military planning on condition of anonymity. The question is that all of them? Are there others? We need to be conscious of it, and we need to put all of the mechanisms in place to thoroughly vet these men and women who would support any operation like this. What does vetting mean? In a situation like this, FBI vetting would involve running people's names through databases and watch lists maintained by the Bureau to see if anything alarming comes up. That could include involvement in prior investigations or terrorism-related concerns, said David Gomez, former FBI National Security Supervisor in Seattle. It's crazy that this is where we are today, but it is where we are today. And I would rather it be done and be sad that we need it rather than not doing it when it clearly is something that is necessary. So I believe that process is going to happen without incident. I don't believe we are going to have any kind of insider attack on the inauguration on Wednesday. If people disagree with me, I would love to hear from you as far as that goes. I did say, by the way, I don't know how many of you follow me on Twitter, but I did say earlier, with all of these National Guard troops having to sleep on the floor of the Capitol to protect it from Trumpist rioters, you'd think the My Pillow guy would at least have donated his pillows to them. But no, he had instead a piece of paper which had the words martial law on it, which was photographed as he was on his way in to meet with Donald Trump a few days ago. So still the possibility that Trump is thinking about considering whether he could do some kind of wacky thing at this very, very late stage. But it is absolutely insane what is going on. Okay, so that's FBI vetting Guard troops in D.C. Also now, we have this possibility of Trump massively dumping pardons on the country. Let's take a look at this New York Times New York Times article about Trump's allies. The president's allies have collected tens of thousands of dollars and potentially much more from people seeking pardons. Can you imagine? Oh, sorry about that. I had voicemail rigged up to play some voicemails for you later, and someone's calling in. I'm going to mute that until later. As President Trump prepares to leave office in days, a lucrative market for pardons is coming to a head, with some of his allies collecting fees. Listen to this, from wealthy felons or their associates to push the White House for clemency, according to documents and interviews with more than 36 lobbyists and lawyers. The brisk market, I for a second thought I said the brisket market. I would have had a lot to say about the brisket market. The brisk market for pardons reflects the access peddling that has defined Mr. Trump's presidency, as well as his unorthodox approach to exercising unchecked clemency powers. Pardons and commutations are intended to show mercy to deserving recipients, but Trump has used them to reward personal or political allies. The part I wanted to get to was this. Mr. Trump's former personal lawyer, John Dowd, has marketed himself to convicted felons as someone who could secure pardons because of his close relationship with the president, accepting tens of thousands of dollars from a wealthy felon. By the way, a wealthy felon is only paying 20 or 30 grand. That seems low. That actually seems low to me. Tens of thousands of dollars from a wealthy felon and advising him and other potential clients to leverage Trump's grievances about the justice system. This is the best part. A one-time top advisor to the Trump campaign was paid 50 grand to help seek a pardon for John Kiriakou, a former CIA officer convicted of illegally disclosing classified information, and agreed to a $50,000 bonus if the president granted it. Okay, so that's an interesting deal. 50 grand down, 50 grand for performance. All right, that's a nice consulting gig. Mr. Kiriakou was separately told that Trump's personal lawyer, Rudolph W. Giuliani, could help him secure a pardon for $2 million. Right. Rudy is taking, so that's an interesting angle. So there's kind of two ways. It's sort of like when you go in and you want to, you want to get a new car. You could do a trade-in or not. You could lease or you could pay cash or you could finance. And if you finance, you can do, a 48-month or whatever. Okay. One deal is 50 down, 50 if I get you the pardon. The initial 50 is speculative though. Or you can go to Rudy and just give him $2 million and he says it's a guarantee. Now, who would believe that? If Rudy at this point, given how he's disgraced himself, said, I can guarantee a pardon, I would say, no, you can't, Rudy. You can't even guarantee that you're going to have a 20-minute press conference without your head melting. How could you guarantee a presidential pardon? It makes no sense. But anyway, Kiriakou says, Rudy said for $2 million, I can secure it. But Kiriakou rejected it. But an associate, fearing Giuliani was illegally selling pardons, alerted the FBI. Giuliani challenged the characterization. Now, what I love about that is Rudy is not saying it didn't happen. Rudy is not saying there was not a discussion of money and pardons. Rudy is saying that the characterization he rejects. Okay. Not a very strong denial from Rudy Giuliani. So that's what's happening from the standpoint of pardons at this point in time. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to thank people. Hold on. I want to say 13 big thank yous to Twitch subscribers, putting us at 28. I also want to say thank you to Brad Lawyer and Chris McNair for signing up at joinpacman.com. And very special today, Patreon counts. Minna Weisberger has just pledged on Patreon. Megan Munger has just pledged. Ed Roper has pledged. And Recharge Zone has pledged, putting us at 34. Yes, if you're wondering, where is this Patreon stuff coming from? We're counting Patreon today. Patreon counts just to make it even more likely that we get to 232 rather. All right. A few other super chats. Do you think Trump will pardon his children? I think it's more likely he pardons them than he pardons himself. Oh yeah, Phil Spector passing away. One of the most interesting photographs I've ever seen is Phil Spector in court. I have never seen anything like this. Hold on a second. Where is that image? Here it is. Look at that. I've had some really weird things happen to my hair. I have never seen anything like this. It almost seems fake, but it is very real. And yes, the passing of Phil Spector. Was it because of COVID in prison, or what? Did he? I don't even remember the Phil Spector story. Did he not even go to prison? I don't know much about that. I know he was accused of killing his wife. Yes, it was COVID. But was it in prison? Died in prison of COVID. Okay. They're not saying it was COVID. Oh, but I thought they were saying that. All right, very good. Will be like Thanksgiving in January if Trump pardons these turkeys. Yes, well said. Well said. David, did you see my music video of Massive Dumps featuring you on the drums? The Trump's Massive Dumps featuring David Pakman. I don't think I did, but maybe I did. We get a lot of stuff, so it's just tough to keep up with it. Hey, friend, I've joined up with the Young Turks, Brian, Tyler, Cohen, and you in these past 6 months. Good company. Thank you, Seymour. I appreciate that. And do Trump's pardons after being impeached count if he's convicted? That's a great question. I think the answer is yes, as long as he issues them before being convicted, which obviously he would if he does it tomorrow. McConnell endorsing the impeachment to occupy the Senate into Biden's 100 days and hinder Biden's moves critical times, and then use this against Biden. I'm not totally sure I know what you mean, Frederick, but I do think that you're right in thinking that Mitch McConnell has personal reasons for why he's okay with the Trump impeachment. Is it legal that people are collecting money to advocate to Trump for a pardon? You know, it seems like it shouldn't be legal, but I don't know if it's being done away that by the letter of the law, it's acceptable. It should be illegal, but I don't know beyond that. We'll have to get a legal take on that, I think is the right way to say it. Okay. I have a clip from Newsmax and a clip from OAN that I want to review with you guys. But I saw that we have 220 voicemails from 260 voicemails from over the weekend. And I haven't reviewed them, but I'd be willing to look through to see if any of our, friends that we've gotten to know have left any voicemails. What do people want? I'll do it all, but what do people want first? Voicemails, OAN, Newsmax? I'm glad to go in any direction. A lot of calls for OAN first. All right, let's check out OAN first. Where did I have that? Not here. This is Newsmax for later. This is Newsmax. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Dennis Prager, the guy from Prager University, he was interviewed on OAN, and I guess it's crazy, and he's talking about pseudo-intellectualism like it's a problem on the left, which, of course, we followed, right? This is actually an academic issue. So, one of the things that the right sometimes will do well, and by well, I mean it's pernicious, but they'll do it well. They'll project that. I mean, I actually don't need to do that much of an explanation. The right will take something that is actually an issue on their side, and they will pretend like it's an issue on the left. And a great example of that is, there's all this academic work about pseudo and anti-intellectualism on the American right for a very, very long time, and appealing to uninformed people and ignorant people. So I haven't watched this yet, but I'm told it's wild. Dennis Prager goes on OAN and says the left is pseudo-intellectual. Let's take a listen.
It's quite a time that we live in that now Americans who used to be so suspicious to...
By the way, the hosting on Newsmax and OAN, it seems satirical. Like it actually seems like satire, but I guess these are real news hosts. Anyway, okay.
Put it mildly, of government, of any power being concentrated in the hands of the few. And now, as you're saying, you just see so many Americans going about their daily life going, well, the quote unquote experts told us this is the way we have to live. The quote unquote experts told us I have to do A, B, and C.
Now, this is interesting because, again, they're taking something that is a real issue, which is the industry of so-called experts. And so, for example, when you bring in a neuroradiologist to be the top doctor for your administration on a communicable disease, whoa, that's a red alert. We should be saying, wait a second, why should a neuroradiologist whose expertise is in looking at scans be leading a pandemic response? So it's this crisis of expertise is real, but it's not the one they're pointing out.
And they just do it without asking too many questions. And even when things don't exactly make sense, they still unfortunately go along with it. So you actually make a really good point about brainwashing in your piece.
Can you imagine Prager talking about brainwashing?
You talk about, and I'm quoting you, said that you didn't think that, you thought it could only happen in totalitarian governments, totalitarian regimes. And yet now we're seeing it in a nominally free country. Why exactly do you think that is?
This was another surprise to me.
Yeah.
So when I was a graduate student at Columbia, I was at...
By the way, okay, I won't even comment on that. We can't get sidetracked.
What they call the Russian Institute. I studied communist countries, and I learned Russian not in order to order a cheese sandwich, but which most people do, which is fine.
What?
I studied it solely to be able to read Pravda, the Soviet communist newspaper, which I got to be able to read. And so my life has been sort of devoted to reading brainwashing.
Kind of sad, isn't it?
News items, if you will.
Strange thing to devote your life to, but okay.
Columns. And I was sure most of my life you could only brainwash a people in a tyranny because there's free speech to counteract.
Right. What's crazy about this is he's wrong. We've seen the brainwashing of America. 75 million people voted for Trump. A lot of that is cultish brainwashing. But again, they all, with a lot of these guys, like, if you just change this to be about the Trump movement, he would actually be putting together a very good analysis.
In a free press. But the free press in the United States, the mainstream press, is Pravda. So whether or not they work for the government, it's an equal brainwash. The New York Times is essentially as honest as Pravda was. And the LA Times and the Washington Post, I just use New York Times.
Right. He's on OAN. He's on OAN, which promoted every insane notion about the election fraud that didn't happen, saying we can't trust these investigative institutions. Think about the insanity.
The New York Times spread the biggest lie in American history. 1619, the country was founded, and we had a revolution against Britain in order to maintain slavery. Liberal anti-Trump professors called it a lie. Sean Wilentz at Princeton is one of them, just in case people want to look this up. It's a lying newspaper. They all are. They all are. The
Right.
president
OAN, but he has nothing to say about OAN.
has been right. President Trump has been right in calling it the fake news media. That is exactly correct. That is what they are. And I thought that was restricted solely to dictatorships. I was wrong.
And talking of the New York Times, as we were discussing earlier with the Soviet Union as well, they also covered up for the mass humanitarian crimes that were happening under Stalin's leadership, the mass starvations that were taking place in the Ukraine. They had some of the reporters over there being
They're still calling it the Ukraine.
driven around by the Soviets, living the high life, and they're like, I don't see anything wrong here. Everyone looks fine to me. They even wrote in some of their articles that people in the Soviet
This is one of those, this is also, I mean, this is really a clinic in disinformation. The fact that Stalinist communism was a disaster is not a defense of Trump. It's not a defense of anything. Like, very few people think Stalinist communism was good. Why is it even the topic here?
Soviet Union, specifically in the Ukraine, they're hungry, but they're not starving. And that's how they tried to play the game there, unfortunately. What do you think about that?
I've written about it a lot. Walter Duranty got a Pulitzer Prize in 1932. He's the New York Times correspondent in Moscow. Stalin loved the man, gave him a great apartment, great life. And it was exactly when Stalin was deliberately starving millions of Ukrainians to death.
I actually kind of missed why we're even, I mean, I guess we're talking about this because he learned Russian, but what is why are we even talking about Stalinist Russia?
People should read The Red Famine by Anne Applebaum, who, for the record, is a never-Trumper. I don't agree with her on politics, but she wrote a true book about what happened in Ukraine, and people should know about that. About 5 to 6 million people were slaughtered, and you will get an idea of how awful it is to starve to death and how you end up eating human beings when that is all there is to eat. This is what
This was about pseudo-intellectualism, and somehow we're on Russian cannibalism.
was done, and the Pulitzer Prize, which should have been returned by the New York Times 80 years ago, and they still have kept it. The New York Times has 2 Pulitzer Prizes for pure lies. Duranty's in 32, and last year's for the 1619 Project. This is the state of journalism in the United States.
And yet they're the ones to claim to have all this, the moral high ground when they talk to us Americans all the time. And that's the craziest thing, as you were just discussing, looking back at their history over the years. When it comes down to it, all the brainwashing that we've seen in
This is vomitous.
the failing schools, how can we have our civil society? How can American voters make good decisions?
This is what you call a worthless interview. It's vapid. There's no substance of any kind here.
At the ballot box and govern themselves well, and to be able to choose wisely between candidates when we lack the basic foundations of a solid education, and in many cases so many people are growing up even
See, so again, this is where I'm gonna get away from this because it truly is nauseating. But again, yeah, we do have a real problem with education. If education were better, people wouldn't think this was news. If education were better, we wouldn't have anti-vax like we have. If education were better, fewer people would have fallen for the Trump nonsense. If education were better, people wouldn't believe tax cuts for the very rich are great for the economy. They are identifying some of the real issues, but they're coming up with solutions that are not solutions. It's puke-tastic, exactly, as people are pointing out. I completely agree with you. Okay. Let me do a couple other thank yous and then we'll move on to some voicemails. Then I'll do Newsmax stuff. Big thank you to Denver Booten, who just signed up at joinpacman.com. Anthony Eccles just signed up. And Ike Escher just signed up at joinpacman.com. Also want to say thanks to the 3 additional Twitch subscribers. And we are doing Patreon today. Our Patreon has been sad lately, so we're doing Patreon. Oh, and sadly, I have no one to thank there. That's a little embarrassing. But in any case, for the people who regularly join the chat and say, I'm already a website member and a Twitch subscriber, what can I do? Today is a day for Patreon at patreon.com/David Pagman Show. It counts. Very sad Patreon. Yeah. Okay, let's get to some voicemails. I want to see what our Trumpian friends had to say over the weekend. Now, I have 262 new voicemails. I'm going to just take a scan to see if I can find any of our Trumpian friends who called in. It'll just take me a moment because I've not had time to do this. Okay, I've got a Troy York one. Let's take a listen to this. Oh, sorry. Hold on. It's muted.
And Bozo Bosworth. I just commented.
Oh, is that a new name? Bozo Bosworth? I want to see that again. Hold on. Let me refresh that. I want to get to I don't want to miss another fake name that Troy York is using here. Let's see. Where did that go? Okay, here we go. Let's take a listen.
Hey, David Pacman. This is Ryan Bozo Bosworth. I just commented on your YouTube channel. I just want to know, I know you're Argentine, but are you smoking some Venezuelan hash or
No, I'm not. No.
some Mexican marijuana? I mean, what the hell are you talking about that the reactionary right is and Trump supporters are more predisposed to violence? I mean,
Yes, that's true. That's widely documented.
You like high and not around all summer when you're on vacation? Were those Trump supporters who were protesting George Floyd for like 3-4 months? Were these right-wing reactionaries?
Oh, come on.
Let me ask you, Mr. Pacman, are you on hardcore drugs right now as you make your YouTube videos?
No, I'm not. Thank you.
If any political group is more paranoid, thinking people are out to get them, schizophrenic.
Did you hear about the January 6th riots?
Mistrusting, fearful. It is the group you belong to, the left-wing Antifa fascists.
What's interesting about that is I often get criticized because I'm not supportive of Antifa's methods in many cases.
You are a troll. You are a nerd. You are a zero.
Nerd, maybe. I would accept that.
You are a loser. You are a propagandist. You are a foreigner.
Yes, I am. That is true. So we're touching on elements that are. I am foreign. I was born in a different country.
You are a rat fink. You are unfunny. You are unclever.
Unclever.
And you add nothing to the discussion. Your programs stink. You're nothing like Patrick Henningsen of the Sunday Wire.
I love that. He always mentions these shows I've never heard of, like the Botch Twins. What is that one he mentions sometimes? The Botch Twins? The Dodge Twins? Can someone remind me what that one is that this guy mentions all the time? The Hodge Twins, yes. He mentions the Hodge Twins, and then he mentions a lot of people that the names sound like serial killers. You know how a lot of serial killers have like their middle name is prominent in how we know them, and now I'm forgetting all of them. But he'll mention YouTubers that I've never heard of who have names that sound like serial killers. Okay, let's continue.
And Jesse Lee Peterson or Brian Anthony Logan.
There it is, Brian Anthony Logan. That I don't know. I have no idea who that is, but there's an example of that. John Wayne Gacy. Exact. That's what, when he's mentioning people to me, I'm thinking of John Wayne Gacy. Exactly.
Just everything you say in this video about the predisposition for violence in Capitol Hill, the storming at Capitol Hill is a complete fabrication and lie. Again, you say nothing of the 60 to 70 days just in Portland of the attack on the federal courthouse.
Okay. All right. So let's that's one. Let me see what else came in. Again, I have almost 300 new voicemails that came in, and I'm just taking a look at, I think this is another Troy York one. Let's see.
Mr. Packman, Harvard professor.
Nope. That's actually someone else. Let me see here. What else maybe I don't have that many Trumpy voicemails from over the weekend. They may be quiet because of the impending departure of Trump. Just looking, I mean, there's just, when you have 262 voicemails, there's a lot. Oh, okay. So here's another Troy York one left under his Italian character, Jacoby Genovese. Let's listen.
Hi, David Mike. This is Jacoby Genovese, calling from Australia.
Okay, so this is an Italian Australian.
And, I'm not American, and I shouldn't be commenting on
Imagine being a fully grown adult and leaving 10 of these a week on my voicemail.
American politics, but I will anyway. I just wanted to say I was watching Jimmy Dore's program, and he had a great Chris Hedges on his program, who, by the way, I think would be a great guest on your program. And Chris Hedges and Jimmy Dore basically were saying that the left...
Guys, I have to admit something. This is just Patriot Mail guy who I pay to leave these voicemails. There's really no Troy York. Isn't that sad? I'm kidding. There is a Troy York, and we know exactly who he is. Let's continue. It's all frozen. Hold on.
Big social media. They just think that, like, by banning people on social media, that these fellow Americans are just going to go away and they won't like.
You know what's interesting about that? Disinformation on Twitter is down 73%. Election-related disinformation is down 73% since Trump was banned because it had such a trickle-down effect, for lack of a better term. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong.
Even be part of the scene, and I think it's very naive and disheartening to see liberals and the left.
This one's very boring. Okay, let's see if he has any other material. Let's see.
Hello, David.
No, that's actually someone else. Let's see if I've got it. We're going to move on from this. I know some people hate the voicemails and some people love the voicemails. Well, I'm just kind of doing, this is useful because I'd have to do this for tomorrow anyway, running through all of the different voicemails that came in. Let's see. Maybe that's it. Maybe, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to hurt the brain a little, so we'll get away from it. We'll get away from it. Okay. Kyle Hopper says, you're no John Wilkes Booth or Mark David Chapman, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. David, I think we all agree you should do at least one debate a month. I think Bozo Bosworth was spotted in the Mos Eisley Cantina. Yes, of course, from Star Wars. The QAnon movement kind of reminded me of the Tea Party movement, who were a response to the Obama presidency. Tea Party people were also elected into Congress, both wacky far-right groups with non-existent grievances. Yes, there is definitely Mos Eisley. There's definitely a similarity there. I think that's absolutely true. Okay, let's go next to my Newsmax clip of Rudy Giuliani. Before I do that, I do want to say thank you to the 13 additional Twitch subscribers who signed up, putting us at 53. I also want to say thanks to Tim Gravett, who signed up at joinpacman.com and is number 54, and some new patrons. Mr. Schnittlock is a new patron. Aaron Ray has pledged on Patreon. Keith Ratner with the pledge. Loretta Green and Martin Yelland. Love it. Putting us at 59. Did I see the J is for genius? I did. That's actually... let's pull that up because I did want it. Let's see how I can find that. J Genius Trump. That's an incredible video. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, here it is. This is just stunning. Let's take a look at it.
Thank you.
Check this out. This is...
Thank you.
Hold on. Let me make sure we have the volume right. The J in Trump stands for genius, my friends.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We're not stupid. Yeah, we're not. Donald Trump is a genius. That's what the J stands for.
There you go. I mean, it's really hard to argue with that. That is a great argument if I've ever heard one. The J is for genius. The J is for genius. Okay, this is Rudy on Newsmax. I've not pre-screened this. I've been asked to look at it. Let's take a listen and see what this is all about, all right?
So let's talk about the future, because the president...
By the way, can't they properly mic these interviews? Doesn't Newsmax actually have a budget? Okay.
And according to more than one recent poll this
Sounds like she's being picked up by Rudy's mic.
week, is still the person that most Republicans would like to see on the ballot in 2024. Will he run again?
Well, that's exactly what the impeachment's about. Impeachment is not about... They didn't even charge... The crime...
Uh-oh, Rudy's confused.
The crime of incitement to riot is so far beyond what he did, with enormous protections for free
Yeah, Rudy had better hope that's true, because he was also there inciting at the same event.
Speech that it's almost...
Imagine having your co-conspirator defend you and taking that seriously. Hey, you were part of the incitement with Trump. Why don't you come on and defend Trump as if you're an unbiased observer?
Idiotic to talk about it. I mean, every law professor that's in the middle...
It actually does seem like they only brought one microphone. I see the microphone on Rudy's tie. She doesn't seem to have her own mic. It's weird for when 10 years ago, when we would go interview a member of Congress, we would even be able to bring two mics.
Middle of the road will tell you it was a perfectly legal speech, as were all the rest. Incitement to riot virtually means, taking him into the riot. Come with me.
Well, he did say, let's go and I'm going with you. He didn't go, but he did say that.
Not language, not even angry language. So...
Is this part of the Borat movie, this interview?
This was a setup.
Well, McConnell says he doesn't know how he's going to vote, which means McConnell might be leaning towards actually convicting the president. Does he want to do that? Does McConnell want to end a possibility of...
How would Rudy know that? McConnell wants nothing to do with Rudy.
The president running again in 2024?
I can't speak for Senator McConnell.
Okay, at least he's being truthful about that.
Very disappointed in him. Very disappointed in the things that he did, the things that he said. He knows better. He's a smart enough man, to know that this terrible thing that happened to the Capitol wasn't caused by the president. And
who caused it?
This is a terrible thing to do to a man who served his country the way President Trump has.
Would the president want to run again in 2024?
You don't know the president. I mean, I can't say for sure. 4 years is a long time. But, well, they sure as heck think he wants to run. That's why they're doing this to him. And it's maybe the only way they can beat him. Because next time, he'll be for forewarned and forearmed about just exactly what
Forearmed, like still using these allusions to violence.
they're trying to get away with. And I predict over the next year, a lot more information will come out about this. He spent his whole career acting unethically and misusing his son as a bagman to collect millions and millions from a
These are all disproven talking points.
crooked Ukrainian oligarch who was paying off Joe. He wasn't paying off the big guy. Who's going to pay Hunter Biden? I feel sorry for Hunter Biden. The guy,
Rudy's shirt tucked in during this interview.
He's been an addict all his life, and his father has made it worse by putting him in that horrible business he had him in.
So does President Trump appoint a special counsel?
It almost even looks like not only is she off mic, her camera almost looks out of focus. It looks like the focus is sharper on this light than on her face. Weird.
Counsel before he leaves office?
It's up to President Trump. I mean, the reality is he could appoint a special counsel, and Biden could remove that special counsel in
So
a
it
minute.
doesn't really make a difference if he does.
No, and I think the press, if Biden did it, it'd be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because the press is so biased.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest.
Insane. So that's what's happening on Newsmax. And then, hold on. I did have a couple other things I wanted to look at on Newsmax. The things they've been covering are just crazy. Let's see what this Capitol raid video evidence piles up.
The 12-minute New Yorker video provides one of the best looks at this unprecedented event.
It's not our chair. Look, I love you guys, you're brothers, but we can't be disrespectful.
Don't disrespect.
They can steal an election, but we can't sit in their chair?
No, we're not putting up with that either.
But others went ahead, going through papers and other materials. More than 100 arrests have been made so far. Federal officials are combing through thousands of hours of video.
So we're 30 seconds in and there's been no mention of the fact that this was a Trump riot. I'm wondering if that gets, I haven't seen this clip. I wonder if that's mentioned at all in this.
They remain concerned ahead of Joe Biden's inauguration. So much so that the National Park Service has closed the National Mall to the public until Thursday as a precaution. Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy says he hasn't seen any evidence of a threat, but adds that commanders are on the lookout for suspicious activity.
We've also been vetting them through the FBI, getting support from the Federal Bureau of Investigation to continue the vetting of every man and woman that come here. We have a process to our JRSOI process where we vet them. So we're continually going through the process and taking second, third looks at every one of the individuals assigned to this operation.
The vetting process began with the first national.
This is very interesting. Instead of focusing on the fact that this is all necessary because of threats from violent Trumpists as outlined in the FBI memo, they show a little bit of video, and it's video during at least one person when one person is saying, let's be respectful in here. And then they focus on how they're vetting the National Guard troops. This is crazy.
National Guard troops deploying to D.C. more than a week ago, which will likely be complete by Wednesday.
What's the reason? Like, we know that this is necessary because of the parlor posts and the incitements from Congresswoman Bobo the Clown, Lauren Boebert, and others. But it's like, how do you even report on this in this way?
Incoming White House Communications Director Kate Bedingfield says there will be an outdoor ceremony, even with security concerns.
I think that will send an incredibly important visual image to the world about the resilience of American democracy. And so our plan and our expectation is that President-elect Biden will put his hand on the Bible with his family outside.
If you knew nothing of what happened last week, and you watched this report, you would say, who were these people? Was it just random people? Was there a political orientation to the people that did the riots? We can't tell. You would have no idea who did the rioting and who the threat is from if you watched this.
On the west side of the Capitol on the 20th.
But Washington's Democrat Mayor Muriel Bowser is urging people to stay home.
I want to reiterate my request to Americans to enjoy this 59th inauguration of the President of the United States and the Vice President of the United States from home. Enjoy it virtually on January 20th.
Now, despite the lockdown we had earlier, this still does feel like the safest city in the country.
if not the world. You have the 25,000 National Guardsmen here.
Super safe, right? Now he's not saying why they don't say why they need the National Guardsmen because of this violent Trumpian group. That's crazy. And I see that people want me to look at the New Yorker video. I think we could do that. I think that that's certainly something that that I would be glad to do in a moment. Am I opening the phone lines? I am willing to open the phone lines. So we've set this goal of 232 supporters today, and that number comes from, that's the number of electoral votes Trump lost with, and that's the number of members of the House that voted to impeach Trump last week. So it seems like a nice number. Let's see where we are right now from the standpoint of 232. We did get 2 folks who signed up via Twitch. That puts us at 61. All right, that's nice. We've got Stephanie LaFerrera, who grabbed a subscription at joinpacman.com, and Suzanne Henniger, who also signed up at joinpacman.com. That's 63. And then some patrons, Anthony Estrada, as well as Dog of the Sea, and Lib Tears. Yikes. Lib Tears, an unusual name to see, but Lib Tears subscribing, making a pledge via Patreon. Okay, let's get to the New Yorker video. Let me see the best place to find it. New Yorker riot video. Let's see if I can find it that way. Ah, here it is. Okay, yeah, let's look at this. I've only seen bits and pieces of this. Let's get a sense of it.
Where the fuck are they? It's a PR war, okay? You have to understand.
Looks like Antifa to me.
It's an IO war. We can't lose the IO war. We're better than that. Information operation.
Okay, so now they've fired these people up into getting information. So this guy in the white is photographing documents.
There's gotta be something in here we can fucking use against these scumbags.
Oh my God. There's gotta be something here we can use against these scumbags. What you use against? What does he think this is? What kind of documents is what a bizarre reaction. There's gotta be something in here we can use against these scumbags. It's like a spy with a mini camera photographing docs to send back. Oh, there's the guy. Wow. So this photographer, I mean, if I saw this guy, I would wonder how is he going to react to me photographing him like this. The photographer was fine as far as I know. Wow.
Who's a good one? Him and Lawler or whatever.
Cruz, I think Cruz would want us to do this. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think Cruz would want us to do this, so I think we're good. It's like a cartoon or comedy film, except it's real, and that makes it horrifying. Uh-oh, what's this guy doing?
If they don't fix this shit, we're gonna fucking take this country. Day? Millions of Americans are out
to protect the Constitution of the United States against enemies, foreign and domestic.
Watch out! Watch out!
What on earth? It's weird to chant USA, USA while destroying the U.S. Capitol.
Fuck you, police!
Pandemonium. There they go in the window. That's after the window was broken, remember. You can see the broken glass. Guys, why would you doubt that these are folks for law and order and for supporting the police? Why would anyone doubt that?
Whose house? We're not standing. We're outnumbered. There's a fucking million of us out there, and we are listening to Trump. You're the boss. It's sad, kids.
We're listening to Trump.
Let the people in.
Wow.
Hey, it's safe for you guys. We love you guys. Take it easy. In a way.
Wow. This is seriously horrifying. This is way worse than was even originally reported. Is he saying something about oxytocin? I can't tell what that guy is chanting.
1776! You're afraid of Antifa? Well, guess what? America showed up! Where's the rest of everybody?
What?
They're going to bring beds in or something.
Is this the Senate?
Where the fuck are they? Where are they?
While we're here, we might as well set up a government.
Hey, let's take a seat, people!
What jobs exist? You know, I know a lot of people got fired from their jobs after being caught. So if you're just joining us, we're watching the incredible 12 minutes of footage that the New Yorker put together from the Trump riots, and it's way worse than I even imagined. What kind of jobs could these people have? Like, I know people are getting fired, and this is not about ridiculing any particular job. This is like, if you're willing to do this and behave this way, what job could you even do like a normal person for more than a day? Like, how do you, could a person behave normally working at a car wash who's willing to do this stuff? Is it just groupthink that takes over and people behave in ways they would never behave while sitting there? You know, maybe there's a male person here, or maybe imagine there's a doctor or a nurse. I don't even know. Oh, a nurse got fired, someone is saying. There were some police. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's take a seat! Hey, Nancy Pelosi. Let's vote on some shit!
Where the fuck is Nancy? We paid for it. This is our house.
Every single one of these people should end up in prison, and hopefully they do.
No, this is our chair!
I agree with you, brother, but it's not ours. It belongs to the Vice President of the United States when he's in here. It's
Uh-oh, disagreement among the ranks.
not our chair. Look, I love you guys, you're brothers, but we can't be disrespectful.
Don't disrespect.
They can steal an election, but we can't sit in their chair?
No, we're not putting up with that either. It's a PR war, okay? You have to understand it's an IO war. We can't lose the IO war. We're better than that.
Did he call it an idol war or an idea war? What was that? What does that even mean?
Information operation. We can't do it.
IO war? Well, I don't know what IO. Oh, information operation war. Okay. Imagine having what do you then do? Like, you get back home, and if you don't get arrested, you're like, hey, look at this document I have a picture of.
Go downstairs. Look.
Ted Cruz's objection to the Arizona.
This is objection. He was going to sell us out all along. Really? Look. Objection to counting electoral votes of the state of Arizona. Can I get a photo of that? Wait, no, that's a good thing.
Oh my God, that is genius. Did you guys see what just happened there? Did you guys just see what happened there? So the guy in the middle says, look, Ted Cruz was going to sell us out. Look at this objection to counting the votes in Arizona. And then this guy on the left goes, no. That's remember, this kid on the left realizes Biden, quote, won Arizona. So an objection is good. That's a good, and they're now arguing. They don't even understand the documents. I've got to go back and see that again. So this guy's like, look, Ted Cruz was going to sell us out. He was going to object to the votes in Arizona. And then this other kid says, that's a good thing. No, Cruz is good.
I want to just get a snap of that.
Yeah, I took a picture.
Hey, how did y'all get down there?
We're downstairs.
And look here, look.
Ted Cruz's objection to the Arizona.
His objection. He was going to sell us out all along.
Really?
Look.
And someone's like, what? And another guy says, really?
Objection to counting electoral votes of the state of Arizona.
Can I get a photo of that?
Wait, no, that's a good thing. All right.
That's a good thing. They don't even understand what's going on, these people.
He's with us.
He's with us. Yeah, okay, good.
There's got to be something in here.
Like, had it been up to just the big guy, next thing you know, they're calling for Cruz's head by misunderstanding what this even is.
Fucking use against these scumbags.
Imagine this kid who's like, there's got to be something here we can use. Imagine this kid leading an information war that takes down these scumbags.
America's a republic. Oh no, this is good stuff.
Hey, quit acting a fool!
No, this is good. This is all good.
Then we've got the Viking dude up there. That seems more of that seems more of a mental health incident than anything else.
He's a good one. Him and Lawler or whatever.
I think Cruz would want us to do this, so
yeah, absolutely.
I think we're good.
Here's this guy. Uh-oh. This guy's since been arrested.
Hey, man. Glad to see you guys. You guys are fucking patriots. Look at this guy. He's got covered in blood. God bless you. Yes. You good, sir? Do you need medical attention?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
I got shot in the face. Where are you? I got shot
Did this guy say he got shot?
in the face with some kind of plastic bullet.
Did he say shot in the face with a plastic bullet?
Any chance I could get you guys to leave the Senate wing?
We will. I've been making sure.
Pretty please, guys. Could you go now?
I ain't disrespecting the place.
Okay, just want to let you guys know this is like the sacredest place.
I know. Hey, no, I'm gonna take it.
This guy's been arrested, fortunately.
Because Mike Pence is a fucking traitor. Well, I'm not one to usually take pictures of myself, but in this case, I think I'm making an exception. Hey, you in the red? Can you take a picture?
Any update on the guy sitting up there with the Viking? It has what are the charges against him? What's going on with him?
Yeah, they ain't got a choice. There's 500,000 people here.
You want straight on? You should be stopping us. No. He's doing the right thing. He's obeying his oath. I'm making sure you guys don't do anything else. Now that you've done that, can I get you guys to walk out of this room, please? Yeah. Yes, sir. I would greatly appreciate it. Hey, come on, man.
Just complete disregard for these guys. They always talk about all these protests. Just obey lawful orders from police and everything's fine. Just law and order. Obey lawful orders from police. You've broken into the Senate chamber and you're receiving the lawful order of a police officer to leave. And they just ignore him. They just ignore him.
I feel like you're pushing the line.
Hey, come on, man.
Oh, is this the guy who requested vegan food in jail and he got it? Interesting.
Come on, man.
This is our capital. Let's be respectful to him. There's 4 million people coming in, so
Now it's 4 million.
there's a lot of control. We love you guys. We love the cops.
It's only a matter of
Sorry, organic food, not vegan food. Sorry. Did I say vegan?
time. Justice is coming.
All right, come on. Over 4 million people are coming everywhere, all the way back to the monument of DC.
There were not 4 million people. There were not even 1 million people there.
Jesus Christ, we invoke your name. Amen. Amen.
Let's all say a prayer in this sacred space.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for gracing us with this opportunity. Thank you. Let me take it back. Thank you, Heavenly Father.
Amen.
For this opportunity to stand up for our God-given unalienable rights. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed.
It's interesting because by this point, it kind of seems to be petering out. Like people are kind of, I mentioned this before. I don't think even they expected to be in there that long. And it's sort of like, now what do we do? And it's like when I get prank calls from people who think I'm going to immediately hang up on them, but it's funnier to let them go. And then they run out of gas very quickly. They don't know what else to do.
To these police officers to allow us in this building, to allow us to exercise our rights, to allow us to send a message to all the tyrants, the communists, and the globalists that this is our nation, not theirs. That we will not allow the American way.
It's funny how these guys are all ending up in prison. Arrested, jail, not prison yet.
America to go down. Thank you, divine, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent Creator God, for filling this chamber with your white light of love, with your white light of harmony. Thank you for filling this chamber with patriots that love you.
This is just it sounds like Antifa to me, right? This is exactly what Antifa sounds like.
And that love Christ. Thank you, divine, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent Creator God, for blessing each and every one of us here and now. Thank you, divine Creator God, for surrounding and filling us with your divine, omnipresent white light of love and protection, peace and harmony. Thank you for allowing the United States of America to be reborn. Thank you for allowing us to get rid of the communists, the globalists, and the traitors within our government. We love you and we thank you. In Christ's holy name we pray. Amen!
Wow.
Yeah, we support you guys, okay? We support you guys. We support you guys.
Can't you tell? These guys support you.
And we appreciate what you're doing. We know you're doing your job.
Right. This is pitiful and tragic and pathetic and, it's insane. Whoa, hold on a second. That doesn't sound very pro-police to me. I thought it was about Back the Blue. Huh.
Break all the windows!
What a mob. What a fiasco.
You want to run out of mace? That's the best you got! That's all you got! That's all you got! That's all you got!
Unbelievable. That's obviously not mace. Do we know, was that law enforcement deployed gas or what was that? I'm not even sure.
That's all they got! What the fuck? Let's go!
Fire extinguisher? Wow.
Pussy! You fucking pussy!
Now they're beating Associated Press equipment with a flag. Just this is this is the property damage, of course, that they were previously saying Antifa should be life in prison for.
There you go. You won't report to me. Look,
Right. Wow.
Anybody got like some?
So I hope we know who these people are and that they've been arrested. Yeah, it may be insured, but they should still go to prison.
Their headquarters is over there.
CNN is hiding behind Union Station, directing people to go to CNN.
I don't know where that is, though. I'm not from here.
Start making a list, put all those names down, and we start hunting them down one.
Wow. Make a list and we will start hunting them one by one. Is he talking about reporters or what? I don't even know what he's talking. I'm sure it's not good, whatever he's talking about.
Traitors get guillotined.
We are at war. Right on, brother.
You know, it's interesting that he says that. I've done this segment now a couple of times where I talk about, to understand the mindset, you have to understand they believe they are at war, and that in war you're going to have some casualties and you'll have to do some things you wouldn't normally do. This guy's literally saying it. We are at war, and you have to understand that they believe that to understand how this stuff happens.
Kill one of us, and no matter what, even if it kills you,
There it is. This is literally from my commentary. They accept they will take some losses in fighting the war, and he's saying even if it kills you.
Remain a free man. Die on your feet. Live on your knees. Fuck the AP and everything else, you motherfuckers. Mobilize in your own cities, your own counties, storm your own Capitol buildings, and take down every one of these corrupt motherfuckers. You fucking listen to them. We allowed this to happen.
That's insane, disturbing stuff. Just completely disturbing, dystopian video. It's completely nuts, and I do hope they find everybody. If people have other numbers, let me know. The latest numbers I saw are that there's been about 70-something arrests so far. 70-something charges for 100-something arrests. Some of them have not yet been charged, with about 300-something people that they're looking for. Do those numbers make sense to people? I know that it's still too small. It needs to get into the thousands probably, but is that roughly what you've heard? I thought it was over 300. You're right. I thought it was 300 people they were looking for, of which they found about 100. 381 arrests. Oh, okay. Wow. If that's true, that's starting to make more sense. It's absolutely horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. I'm glad that we're building support from great people like you. So let's take a break from that. I want to thank the 15 people who just grabbed Twitch subscriptions. I really appreciate you. I want to say thanks to Kenneth Anderson and Mark Franklin for signing up at joinpacman.com, which puts us at 83. And then we're also counting Patreon today. I want to say thanks to John Rourke, who just pledged at patreon.com/DavidPacmanShow. Rico B, who just pledged, Catherine, and Katrina Bukovac, putting us at 87 today. Very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate the support. I don't think I'm streaming tomorrow because we actually are going to record 2 shows tomorrow. So tomorrow morning I'll do my Tuesday show like I normally do. But because we're going to stream the inauguration Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to film the Wednesday show late tomorrow night, and it'll be like the Biden's getting inaugurated show. We'll film that tomorrow night, so I don't think I'll have time to stream in between. Wednesday we'll be live with you at 11, and then the Thursday show will be the Biden is now president show. And I anticipate that by Thursday we will have a lot more information about investigations that have been opened into Trump. I know that that's crazy that soon, but I believe we are going to have it. Okay. Sorry. I know I've been missing the super chats. Let me get to some of them. What should we name this event? Dumb Ghazi? I don't know what the right name is for the Trump riot. I don't know. We need a name. That's for sure. David, please tell me where you found that. My cousin is in that video I just got on. That's in the New Yorker. The New Yorker put out that video. Only a matter of time until these vermin are flying planes into buildings. Best wishes from Canada. That's a scary thought. And I think that's exactly what there is concern about. Do you think these people believe that Trump would show up and they'd establish him as a dictator? I have no idea. I don't know what they believed. I'm getting messages that there's actually more video I should be looking at. I don't know what they believed was going to happen as a result of that. Let me see here. Hold on. There was another video people were pointing me towards. Where was that? Another video. Oh no, we've looked at that video. No, I'm not going to look at that. David, this video is confusing because the Viking guy on this video, he is bald, but on the mugshot he has long hair, is not the same guy. Well, listen, Ed, the authorities are looking into everybody. I don't know what else to tell you. There's a bunch of people at the Karening. That's an interesting idea. The Trumpsurrection. Any news on Elizabeth from Knoxville, aka Mace Girl? No, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. There is the anti. Do people want to look at some anti-mask videos? There was an interesting one from Trader Joe's. I don't know if people are over the anti-mask videos at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I'd look at some if people are interested in them. Yeah, okay, let's see if I can find it. Okay. Trader Joe's anti-mask. Let's see if we can find it. Anti-mask cauliflower Karen freakout. Oh man, that is interesting. Is it this video? Let's see. I don't know which one of these it is.
Leave me alone.
I'm so sorry,
Take your
but
hands off of me.
I don't have
Take
my
your
hands on
off.
you.
And you have your name tagged. Leave me alone.
You still can't come in
I
here without
told
a
you that I
mask.
have a medical
I understand. I can do your
exemption.
shopping for you.
Okay, and your
but
cauliflower.
I need you to stand up.
I need cauliflower. Oh my god.
Guys, please.
I know this isn't it. Let me just take a look at this one though.
Hey, you know how to move the mask. Did you want to call the police?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, call them.
Miss, we don't need to do this.
Yes,
you
do.
We're just trying to run a grocery store.
Okay, but you know what? I have a medical.
Can I help you shop?
I have a medical
Miss, can I
exemption.
help you shop?
I already told her that.
Oh, can I help you shop? I'm
Yeah,
asking you.
all I need is some cauliflower pizza crust.
Well, let me get it for you, and you can wait right out.
Cauliflower pizza crust. I've had that, by the way. It's not. It wasn't great, but that's funny that that's the only thing she needs, and she's doing this all for cauliflower pizza. By the way, I say cauliflower, not cauliflower, but that's probably a topic for a different day.
Outside, and it's
I'm
no
not
big
a
deal.
dog to be waiting outside.
We do that for all our customers.
Well,
we don't
you know
consider
what?
you a
If
dog.
somebody comes in with a handicap
Well, let's get your
situation,
stuff. Let's get your stuff, okay? Come on. Let's get your stuff.
two
What would you like?
cauliflower pizza crusts. That's
Okay.
all I need.
Perfect. If you want, go ahead and jump. Tim. Start ringing around. You got it.
One of the things I'm noticing is that the Trader Joe's employees are way too nice to these people. Okay, this is the one I wanted to look at, actually. Let's see. So there's two I wanted to look at. One is the Trader Joe's video that is covered here. I'd like the original video if someone can tell me where to find that. And then the other one I wanted to look at was there is a woman who's at it's a fast food restaurant of some kind, and two police drag her out for not wearing a mask. Let me see. Oh, this is it right here. No, but this is also a commentary. I just want the original video. Maybe I can find it on Twitter. Trader Joe's mask. Let's see. It's not that one. I want video, but these are not. Let's see here. I know people know which one I'm looking for. It's not this lady. No, it's not that. Kicked out and banned. Bagel Karen? Is that the name of it? Oh, it's Oregon. Okay. Let me search for that. Trader Joe's anti-mask, Oregon. It is this. Let's just see if the source video is in the description. That's a fair idea. Part 1. Part 2. No, that's not there. Leopard print. Leopard print. Let's see. Leopard print. Trader Joe's. Cheetah print Karen. Yeah, this is the one. Oh, no, but this is again. I'm sure that the plainest Jane is a great thing, but I'm just trying to get the original video. Oh, I think here it is. Okay, let's take a look. I think we've got it. Yes, this is it. Check this out. These people are way too nice. Way too nice.
You go in and shop like everybody else.
I'm Dave the manager.
Oh, no.
This is the public.
Oh, my God. We've got commentary. Let's see. Oh, no. It looks like most of it is without commentary.
They can issue a fine, but you don't pay it because you're not guilty of anything. I'm going to be going live. Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. Having a good day?
Yeah, how about you?
Good. I know why you guys are here. I know you guys.
We're here to shop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
Peacefully shop.
Totally fine. I have
Household groceries.
no problem with you guys want to shop. No problem with you guys just want to grab your groceries. have a good
Okay.
conversation.
We told
with
everyone
Oh,
to
good.
maintain their distance, be polite and respectful, and respect other people's rights, because we don't want special treatment. We just want to be honored as shoppers.
So they do want special treatment in the same way that if someone showed up and said, listen, I don't want special treatment. I just want to go in with no shirt, even though you require a shirt. I don't want any special treatment. Just let me go in wearing what I want. Well, no. The special treatment is everybody else has to wear a shirt. It's the same thing. These arguments are so stupid.
Oh, good.
No, I hear you. I
Thank you.
I understand all that, truly. And like I was telling your friends over there, I don't want to tell you guys what to think, what to do, what to believe, anything like that.
We honor that.
I would ask kindly that you guys understand.
See, if I were this guy, I like the idea of saying, I'm not here to tell you what to think. Like, he's just running a grocery store. People in there, I'm sure white nationalists come through there. I'm sure homophobes come through there. I like the idea of I'm not telling you what to think, but I would go a little further and I would say, you just can't come in here without a mask because we'll all get fired and we'll all have a problem, and these are the rules. I think he could go a little more aggressive on that. Exactly. You just can't come in without a mask, period.
At TJ's, and what we're doing, we're just trying to work, make a living.
Hey, I get it.
The difference
Absolutely.
you guys are trying to make isn't going to be made with us.
We're
It
just shopping.
with your government.
Well, no. We're
I
just
understand
shopping.
that. I'm not talking about the shopping. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about
That
what
is
you guys.
true. You're right.
Totally understand that.
We're trying to do that.
I am not here to debate policy, or I totally respect your feelings.
Why aren't these people mad that they also have to wear shirts? I just don't understand. It's not illegal to have your shirt off in public. So that's not the issue. But they only have a problem with a mask because that's the only thing they care about. You can't go in without shoes either. Do they have a problem with that?
Think whatever you guys want to think.
Okay.
By all means, truly, I believe that.
We're demonstrating so that.
And you have
Actually,
every
we're
right.
not demonstrating. We're
I like how they can't, they don't know. One guy's like, we're demonstrating to make a political point. She says, we're actually not demonstrating. We just want to peacefully shop. They're not in agreement as to what they're doing.
buying groceries.
That's why I'm here.
All I'm saying is my responsibility as a manager of the store is to enforce a mandate, whether you guys believe in that mandate or
it's not a law.
But see, neither is no shirt, right? But it's a policy, and they can do that.
You can't enforce non-law.
That's obviously untrue. There's lots of things happening in there that are not the law, that are policy. That's the choice of the business.
No, you can't. That's you cannot deny somebody the right to commerce. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this isn't about right to commerce. That's absolutely crazy. That's insane.
All right,
I know.
Imagine getting thrown out of a bar for being drunk and saying, "You're denying me my right to commerce."
I know you.
Oh, wait a minute. So they're going in.
Yeah, they have masks.
Wait a minute, but you're letting them in.
Yes, they have a mask. I'm just.
Oh, whoa. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
One of the things that I find really nuts, this is a thing that's happened where she tries to go in when she's not supposed to and gets really close to the guy. And the guy obviously is going to repel her. And then she says to him, "Don't touch me." Well, hold on a second. You initiated the contact.
I'm just asking
No.
you to kindly have a conversation.
But you let those people in. All we want to do is shop.
Have a conversation with you. And I'm just
But
asking that
we
you
can
show me
do
that
that
same
inside.
courtesy.
We can do that inside.
This guy's too nice, right? By the way, this is extremely well handled by this manager. This guy clearly is going places, and has upper management written all over him because of his ability to just continue without him escalating. But at a certain point, you have to say, "I'm glad to talk to you about this, but you're not coming in today. People with masks are coming in, and you're not. As soon as you put a mask on, you can come in." It just got to be simple, you know.
I'd prefer to have it outside.
No.
It's not. See, that's where I think he's not going hard enough. It's not that he prefers to do the anti-mask conversation outside. It's only happening outside because she's not coming in without a mask.
We need to shop.
No, you need to have a mask on.
No, we need.
And by the way, free market, right? Find some store that doesn't enforce a mask policy if that's what you want. There's no right to Trader Joe's cauliflower crusts, for lack of a better term.
To shop.
You need to have a mask on to enter our store.
So either
We're well within our rights to
No,
stop
you're
it.
not.
Yes, we are.
You are a place of public accommodation.
I do understand what that is.
You can be privately owned, but if you have shopping hours,
That's wrong.
Then we have a right to come in.
Nope, that's wrong. It's like, listen, if you showed up with no shirt and no shoes and they say you can't come in, can you say, if you have shopping hours, you must allow me in? Of course not. Of course not.
No, that's not true. You're violating Oregon statute.
So far, wait, hold on. What are all the things they violated so far? Help me out, chat. They violated her right to commerce. They violated her right to access public accommodations. They violated Oregon statute, which is a pretty vague term. What else have they violated so far? They violated her backwards thinking, yeah. Her freedom. Her right to peacefully shop.
Your policy. No, we're not leaving. No.
I like the idea, by the way, of peaceful shopping as if non-peaceful shopping is common. The only people non-peacefully shopping are people like her.
No.
Do you mind just letting people out? Can I just step aside so people can leave the grocery store?
So let the people out. Let the people out.
Do you mind just talking? We were having a really good conversation.
The conversation wasn't that good. That's where I disagree with this guy.
I feel like we're getting a good place.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to stop your
Yes, you are.
demonstration.
We're not demonstrating. I need to buy groceries.
With all due respect, man, we have options for you.
No,
to get
you do
groceries.
not,
Yes,
because I don't.
All right. This goes nowhere. So that's that. All right. That's one. And then I want to look at leopard print Karen as well. Yeah, this one's really good. And we're going to watch this one in a moment. Let me just make sure I didn't forget any thank yous. I do want to say thanks to the 8 additional people who just grabbed Twitch subscriptions. I appreciate that. A few other new members to thank. I want to say thanks to Lindsay Berger, as well as Jimmy Upchurch for signing up at joinpacman.com. Appreciate that. We are doing, it's a triple threat today, quite frankly. We're doing Patreon, members, and Twitch. Patreon.com/David Pakman Show. Joinpacman.com. Twitch.tv/David Pakman. It all counts today. Let me just look at people's reactions to this stuff. I would quote the anti-gay Baker lawsuit for the right to refuse service. Very well said. 75% in Oklahoma stores don't wear masks. Fine, but that's also because the stores aren't enforcing it. Karen shopping list: cauliflower, apple cider vinegar, quinoa, essential oils, diapers, Johnson & Johnson, no more Magateers shampoo. Nice shopping list. Paul says, Pakman, what has been your largest 2020-2021 donation? I think the largest single donations, they're all pretty close. On our website, the biggest membership we have is $4.80 a year, and we got a bunch of those. And then I think the biggest super chat you can send is $500, and I think we got a bunch of those. So I think it's right about 500 has been the biggest 2020-2021 donation. Okay, let's get to leopard print Karen. This might actually be my favorite of all of them. This was a Starbucks. I forgot. This is Starbucks, not... I think I said something else before.
Hands off of me! You are kidnapping me! I will personally... What is your name?
I'll give you my name.
Take your hands off of me. You don't have the right, sir. Get your hands off of me. I've done nothing wrong. I am not a criminal. Get your hands off.
So again, remember that a lot of these disputes are the cops show up and everybody says, "Oh, I'm a criminal." Well, no, you're there at the store's pleasure. And as long as they're not saying, "We're not serving you because you're a woman," or "We're not serving you because you're white," or "We're not serving you because you're a Christian," right? As long as there's not a protected class violation, once a business says you've got to go, you've got to go. So they don't seem to really understand that.
Get your hands off of me.
Ma'am.
No.
Get your hands off of me. Ma'am.
That's a violation.
Ma'am.
Take your hand off of me. Sir.
Don't come behind me.
You need to read the Constitution. You need to read the...
Now, the person filming, is it her daughter? Because later in the video, she says darling or something like that. And you hear the officer say, "Don't stand behind me." So I think this is someone with her.
Constitution. Get your
Okay, so she cited the Constitution. Let's keep a list. She's so far cited the Constitution and that she hasn't committed a crime.
You don't have the right to do this. You're taking a picture of this. This is so illegal. You take your hands off of me, sir. I am not a criminal. I've done nothing wrong.
I'm asking you to
And I'm asking you to get your hand off of me. I'm asking you to take your hand off of me. I'm asking you to take your...
In all seriousness, guys, if this was a black male, they'd be in handcuffs already, right? Does anyone in the chat disagree that if this had been a black male who was not leaving after Starbucks called the cops, they would already be in handcuffs forcibly. Does anyone disagree with that in the chat? Yeah. Okay.
Hand off of me.
Ma'am?
Take your hand off of me. Take your hand off of me. Take your hand off of me. I don't want your hand off me. You're violating my personhood.
Violating my personhood. By touching her, she is being denied the right to being a person. It has been taken away.
I have my First Amendment rights. Look at this.
First Amendment. So now I'm losing track. I actually have to make a note. So it was a constitutional violation, a personhood violation, a First Amendment violation. There was one more, though. What was the other one that was violated? And, not a criminal. Okay, so far there are 4 different explanations made here.
You get this? Yes. You get this? I'm asking him to take his hand off of me. He has no right to kidnap me. This is...
Oh, and kidnapping. Kidnapping, okay.
Kidnapping. You are. Let go of me.
No.
Let go of me.
I'm happy to step out.
This is because the police department are ignorant of their constitutional rights. Okay. This is why this man has his hand on me, and he's on my personhood. And
he is actually, he's standing on her personhood with his jackboot. He's jackbooting her personhood.
I have the right to protect my personhood. No, sir. Take your hand off of me.
Personhood's a legal concept, right? Like the idea, she's talking about personhood as if it's a physical item.
Take your hand off. Don't steal my purse. Now he's stealing.
Okay, accuses of purse theft. Purse theft.
My purse.
She out of here?
I like how this guy is a no-nonsense guy. This guy comes in and simply says, is she out of here? And when he's told yes, they just carry her out.
Stand up.
Take a picture of these guys. Get their names. Get their names.
Can I have your badge ID, please?
Now, what is that almost sounds like a joyous noise, that woohoo.
Can I have your badge ID?
You getting all this? You see this? This is illegal.
I don't see no badge on you, sir.
Oh, now she goes with the I'm falling down thing.
Shame on you. Let go of my purse. Are you filming this, sweetheart?
Yes, I am.
Are you filming this, sweetheart?
Are you filming this, sweetheart? Stop it! You cannot arrest me!
Now, I assume the sirens in the background are not for this call, but there is a bit of an ambiance that's added to it from the sirens in the background that does fit, although I can't imagine that that's for this particular incident.
I have done nothing illegal! I have done nothing illegal!
Oh, my God.
Stop it! Stop it!
Oh, no. I had a friend who had a parrot that lived a very long life that sounded exactly like that.
No!
Put your hands back. Stop resisting.
Uh-oh, now we've got resisting. They don't usually pull out the resisting on the middle-aged white ladies, I have to admit.
Oh, I am not under arrest! Leave me alone!
After watching this video, I thought maybe this was about a leopard attack.
Okay. So that's I lost my pen because hold on, I gotta grab that. Yeah, so this is a mind virus that's that's spreading, but it does seem that she's wrong. So during this, she made a number of false claims. She claimed that she was being kidnapped. She indicated she couldn't be asked to leave because she had not committed a crime. She said her First Amendment rights were being violated. She said her personhood was being violated. The Constitution was being violated. It's a 2-minute video. Her purse was being stolen. And she also wrongly claimed that she was not getting arrested, which it seems as though she was. Oh, there's a second part. Hold on a second. Where can I find that? Where can I find part 2? Leopard print Trader Joe's part 2. Hold on. Oh, I put parrot 2. Hold on. Where is part 2? Can anyone help me find that? I need to see part 2. Search Google. It was on Twitter. Leopard print Karen part 2. Part 2 of the leopard print Karen arrest. Oh, okay. Let's see here. All right.
Put your arms back. Stop resisting.
Let go! I am not under arrest! Leave me alone! I am not under arrest! Ah! I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
Oh, that is rich. Oh, can you imagine? I mean, after the George Floyd debacle, I can't breathe is, I mean, think that has so much other meaning to it. That puts this in a completely different, the introduction of I can't breathe adds another layer to this altogether. Let's continue.
I am not under arrest!
Oops.
Hey, just stand back on the sidewalk, okay?
You didn't say I was under arrest!
No, stand back on the sidewalk, please.
Let go of me! No! Honey, come here, get my purse. He's trying to steal my purse from me.
No, they're not. Can you imagine? These 3 officers are going to steal her purse.
Can
I get her purse?
Ma'am, yes. Can you sit back away? Stand on the sidewalk. Stop interfering. Ma'am,
They didn't even say I was under
stand on the
arrest.
sidewalk.
This is a false arrest.
It's a false arrest. Hold on. I want to add that as well. False arrest because they didn't say she's under arrest.
Say I was under arrest. They have no rights to arrest me. Let go of me. No!
Police lack arrest privileges. Okay.
No! Come get my purse. No, don't touch my purse. Don't touch my purse. Come get my purse, sweetheart.
I'm scared to hurt me.
In the name of Jesus.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Now it went into another level. Now she's invoking Jesus.
In the name of Jesus. I come against these principalities and powers, this lie, this abuse. Honey, come get my purse.
I'm scared to go put my arm.
No, ma'am, you're going to stay right there. What are you scared of?
No, she needs
They're coming in from South America and strike and strike.
That's your mom?
Let her get my purse. Stop manhandling me.
I'm sorry?
That's my purse.
Okay.
That's my purse. I am in charge of the situation. My personhood.
Well, ma'am.
I am not under arrest.
Yes,
No
you
one
are.
arrested me.
You are under
No
arrest.
one said I was under arrest for
You are
what?
under arrest right
What
now,
is
ma'am.
my cause?
Ma'am,
What
do
is
me a
my
favor
cause?
right now. Step
I've
back a
done
little bit.
nothing wrong.
Step back.
I've done nothing
Ma'am,
wrong.
you can videotape. Just step back.
No.
Why do these always go this way? The escalation, the sequence is always identical.
I'm not trespassing. You can't trespass in a public business. They rent the property.
Okay, let's add that. Cannot trespass at public business. I'm going to need a second page.
No, they can't. Sir, this is a lie. No, I'm not sitting in your car. Stop it!
Ma'am, you're under arrest.
Can I get her purse?
Ma'am, no, you can't. She's under arrest. It's her property. You're not getting her purse. Stay back.
Wow. So part 2 really escalating. All right. So the full list here is, now I can't even read my own handwriting. She claimed she was being kidnapped by police. She said she couldn't be arrested because she didn't commit a crime. She said her First Amendment rights were being violated. Her personhood was being violated. The Constitution was being violated. Her purse was being stolen. She said she's not under arrest. She claimed it was a fake arrest. She claimed the police officers lack the privileges to arrest her. I guess she means the power to arrest her. And that one cannot be trespassed from a public business. And that was in about 4 minutes. Can you imagine? It's absolutely nuts. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. I think those are all the ones that I had bookmarked, but if there are others, I'm certainly willing to look at others. It's like, how much of this stuff are we really going to look at, you know? And yeah, I mean, I think for me, the thing that is always shocking with these is there are people who have ended up dead for less in their interactions with police. There are people who would have been handcuffed much earlier on in the process and would have had, you know, a knee on their back and been flat out on the floor. You know, I don't know. There can't be a part 3. Is that true that there's a part 3? Let me see. Leopard print Karen part 3. Yeah, I think people are kidding. I don't think there's a part 3. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it. Okay, yeah, sorry. I mean, if there is a part 3, I'm unable to find it at this time. Let me see what people's reactions are to this. Okay, if someone can tell me how to find the part 3. Part 3 is her at the police station. Is that true? That I have to see. You can't paste links in the chat, but if somebody can, in super chat you can, but if someone can tell me how to find it. Okay, there is no part 3. Fine, we're moving away from it. Part 3 is just the YouTube video Burger and Fries. David, can you please upload this entire section as a separate video? It's so insane and funny. I need to share your reaction. Yeah, I'm up for doing that. Wow, just wow. These sirens actually were for her, which is great. Oh, okay, that actually is funnier. That's my purse. I don't know you. Don't forget the defense. I'm white. She forgot to bring the young priest and the old priest. We need more commentary on this stuff, please. Dred Scott. I'm going to make Pokemon-style Karen trading cards. This one will have a screech power. This one needs scratch and sniff. For whatever reason, whenever I see leopard print outfits like that, I imagine the perfume that my great aunts in Argentina would wear, that I would associate with them. But that may be wrong. I don't know. I'm a new member, just found the show. Glad to hear someone articulate things so well and speak the truth at the same time. Keep up the fight. She wants to talk about violation of personhood. She should read the Scott case to find out how awful this country treated personhood when it's not a white person. The sirens are an unending stream of ambulances delivering COVID patients to the hospitals. That unfortunately may be true, and that's very, very sad. Any more word on the sketchy tours Republican leaders gave in days leading up to the riot? Thanks for everything, David. Yeah, I have a story planned about that for tomorrow. It would depend on the officer, but the probability of this getting nasty if she were a black male is much higher for sure. Thank you, kind time traveler, for inventing the Karen meme just in time for the pandemic. Yeah. Do you guys want to see my favorite so-called Karen video? And I don't love the use of that term. Thanks Stephanie Smith for signing up at joinpacman.com. We are just shy of 100 signups today. Actually, hold on a second. 21. Oh, we did have another 10 people just sign up via Twitch sub. I appreciate that. Here's my favorite Karen video. Let me see if I can find it. The way I know it is maskless holy Karen. Here it is. Look, when I Google search it, it goes back to my own tweet about it. This is my favorite one. This is maskless holy Karen, apparently invoking some kind of religious precept which dictates she should be allowed to shop, to have an aisle to herself until she's done. Okay, take a listen to this.
I command you, in Jesus Christ's name, to get off this aisle.
Really?
Off. Get off. Back off. You need to. In Jesus Christ's mighty name. No.
Until this woman is completely done finding high fructose corn syrup drinks in this particular aisle, Jesus' name commands you to clear the aisle, my friends.
Get off. Get off this aisle. You are a demon. Get off this aisle and find something. Have respect for God.
Really?
Have respect for God Almighty.
The power of Jesus compels her to shop alone in this aisle. I like how she's if I were ever in a store screaming at the top of my lungs at people, I wouldn't be able to just go back to evaluating the unit price on items, on shampoo or whatever she's looking at. I would be too fired up.
That's right. Until I can buy something and then I will happily leave. I rebuke you all and cast you into the lake of fire in Jesus Christ's mighty name.
Dear God. I like how this guy by the way, this was months ago. This was before masks. This is crazy. This was before masks were as widespread as they are now. And I like this guy who comes over visibly confused about what's going on.
Get off this aisle until I can buy something. Have respect for Jesus Christ's sake. Get off this aisle until I can buy something.
This guy is very calm, kind of like, what on earth is happening here?
What is wrong with people? Like, is that the way you think you're really going to get your message across?
I don't understand what is happening.
She doesn't want to go down the aisle until she can get what she wants and leave the aisle.
Jesus Christ!
So she's rebuking everyone that enters the aisle.
Rebuking. I have to tell you, the narration lady referring to it as rebuking. That's genius. Oh, that is just brilliant. Rebuking. It's brilliant. Wow. That I had forgotten how good that one. I think this one's funnier now. When was this from? This was from July. Yeah. With the hindsight of everything that's been going on, the concept of rebuking is absolutely brilliant. All right. I think that I think we're gonna have to leave it there because there's just too much going on. Thanks to Garen Collett and Lauren Wallace for signing up on my website. I very much appreciate that. That's really, really important stuff. Okay. Now, okay, let's deal with something serious with these Karen incidents. Okay. There's obviously, and I'm going to be very serious about this because I mean, when you see it, it's impossible not to laugh, but this is mental illness, right? Like in some sense, everything we've watched today, these are mentally ill people who should be in treatment, I think. I'm not saying medicated necessarily, but some of them for sure. And so, like, at what point is it all beyond criticism? Because, listen, a lot of the January 6th people are mentally ill in some sense. And does that mean we can't charge them? Does that mean we can't criticize? I don't know the answer. I actually, like, it is a serious thing. As visually insane as it is to see her invoke Jesus' name to rebuke shoppers from the juice aisle, right? At the same time, we have so much untreated, never mind undiagnosed. But then at a certain point, fundamentalism is a mental illness, right? Almost anything taken to insane extremes is a form of mental illness. I'm not diagnosing anything here. I'm not diagnosing anything. But what I'm saying is this is not someone with just the wrong opinions. We can all say without issuing a diagnosis, there's more to this than just having the wrong opinions. Look, orthorexia, right? When people go overboard in diet and or exercise obsession, that is something that goes beyond, and you probably should be seeing a therapist and et cetera. But at the same time, we can't religious fundamentalism at its extremes is a form of illness of some kind, and we've interviewed experts about that. But it can't simply be called mental illness and then it has no consequences. The maskless people still have to be kicked out. And then how does the illness interact with privilege and class elements? And it's much more complicated than merely saying we can't criticize any of it because this is merely mental illness. It's more complicated than saying anything that presents a risk to others simply has to be treated as such, and you can't account for whether the person is mentally ill or not. It's often related to trauma, of course. Yeah, so it really is a complicated thing. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what else we can even say about it, but it's complicated. It's complicated. Big thank you, by the way, to Stefan, Nikki, and Claire, who just grabbed Twitch subscriptions. I do appreciate that very much. And also a big thank you to Denny Dixon and Mia Hamm. I doubt it's that Mia Hamm, but that would be kind of cool. Not gonna lie, if it's that Mia Hamm, I would take that. But Mia Hamm has signed up as well. Very much appreciated. For all 4 parts, look up Bagel Karen. All 3 parts and woman who refused to wear mask at Einstein Brothers Bagels arrested. She finally wears a mask in jail. Wow. That's crazy. Let me see if I can find that. Bagel Karen. Bagel Karen, all 3 parts. Oh, I don't know that I've seen this one.
Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave, young man? Why don't you leave, young man? And you're a survivor of cancer, you're a liar, and you know it. So this is the nonsense that goes on right here. I'm taking.
Oh, this is. I didn't realize this was new.
I'm such an entitled. You're not. No, you're not, young man. No, you're not, darling. No, you're not. Here I am at Einstein's in Boca Raton. They don't know the mandate. They didn't look at the mandate. They're trying to now take away my rights, my civil rights as an American, my Florida statute rights 760.0, and they don't have the right to do so.
I thought it was 0.1, to be honest.
And we will see, because I'm standing my ground.
Wait, but this is the same lady. This is the leopard lady. Now I'm confused. Oh, is this a prequel?
I'm an American, and I'm allowed to breathe, and it's against my religion, and it's against the amendment, and it's against.
What religion is it against?
What amendment?
Are you a Muslim? Because you like to cover your face? Am I? I don't wear a mask. I don't.
Are you a Muslim?
I don't need to tell you what I am. You know what? It's against the law for me to tell you what I am, young man. But God.
What? It's against the law for her to say something she wants. You know, it's interesting. Later, she said that it was against her First Amendment rights to be asked to leave. But now she's saying it would be against the law to say something, which is really weird.
God bless you. May you be healed and whole in your thinking, in your mind, and in your emotions.
Okay, you know what? Just hearing that last line, I think she's disconnected from reality.
We're in the mark of the beast on your forehead.
This is America. This is not a law. Do you know that this is not a law? You need to go look up the laws of the land.
It's a private
laws
business. Are you aware
they're
of
not a private business. They're open to the public, and they have if they serve you.
She doesn't seem to understand the definition of a private business. Open to, it's like, yeah, businesses have customers.
They have to serve me, otherwise it's against my civil rights. If they serve you, they have to serve me, or it's against my civil rights, and I will sue Einstein.
That's only if the reason they weren't serving her was because of her membership in a protected class, which is, of course, not the case here.
I will sue this lady personally if she does not wait on me, because she is violating my rights.
Would you believe that this woman actually is a lawyer, but her expertise is in contract law, and that's why she doesn't know the law about this, or would that be hard to believe?
As an American and under our Constitution.
Shut up and sue her.
There you
Get
go.
your money.
There
Get
you
your
go.
money.
You get served, I get served.
Get
We're
your
human
money.
beings. We're Americans. This is what we are, ma'am, and this is not a law. There's no law in Congress. I'm not just him. He's the one that started it. I came in here peacefully.
They weren't going to serve you
This man is
anyway.
having an attitude because he wants to push his agenda. I'm a human being. I came here to do.
Yeah, I would love to know what her religion is, because she's citing that, but it's not clear what that religion is. Although later when she goes, I mean, it's some form of Christianity, I would assume. I would guess not Catholicism. You typically don't see, I've not seen Catholic folks devolve into invoking Jesus' name during arrests in the way she did. So my guess is, you know, anything from Pentecostal, Baptist, born again, something like that.
Business with you. I have no business with this man. This man has no business with me. He's 6 feet away from me. He has his mask on. What's his problem? His problem is he wants to make a political statement and stand like a little child, and he doesn't know his constitutional rights. Shame on you for not knowing your constitutional rights, sir. This is my First Amendment right, my Fourth Amendment right, my Tenth Amendment, and my civil right. And by the way, this is against Florida statute. Do you realize Florida statute number 876.12?
Wait, I thought first she said it was 0.0. Did you guys catch that? When she first named the statute, she said it was 0.0. I don't remember the first few numbers, but now she says it's 0.12. That's interesting.
It is illegal to wear a mask in the state of Florida, and that is a law. And that is a law. No, you're right, young man. Go look up. Go look up.
It's funny how, like, I mean, I know that I'm sort of like applying logic where there is none, but she said at one point, she said this is an issue of rights, but then she also is naming statutes, and like state law statutes don't really deal with rights normally. I'm not a legal scholar, but I know we've interviewed enough lawyers to understand that if you're talking about rights, it's not a statutory issue in most cases. And also, yeah, okay, I'm gonna, yeah. I know, I'm trying, but I'm failing.
Florida statute.
Why are you wearing shoes?
No, it has nothing to do with my breathing.
Why are you wearing shoes?
I don't breathe out of my feet.
Can you wear shoes?
I breathe from my face, and I don't breathe back the carbon dioxide.
Obviously, you don't want to have a conversation because you're scared.
Obviously, you don't. I am not scared, young man. I'm conversing with
Take off your shoes.
Okay. People are actually pointing out 876.12 in Florida says you can't wear a mask for the purposes of hiding your face, which of course is not what's at issue here. Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So this is very sad, and I really don't know what else to say about it. But you know, it's a disturbing situation. Big thank you to Spudnik19 for gifting 5 subscriptions. I appreciate that. And also a big thank you to everybody that supported today. That's going to do it for me. Just wanted to hop on for a quick couple hours stream. Probably no stream tomorrow, but I hope everybody joins me at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday morning for the Joe Biden inauguration. Very, very important. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you're following us on Twitch. During this stream, we surpassed 75,000 Twitch followers, which we've never been able to do so before, to quote George W. Bush. So I appreciate it, and we'll talk to everybody very soon.